Which one of us is cranking the tarp?
We'll see. It's a remote.
Oh, it's not even a hand crank.
No, no hand crank. So it's fully electric, everything. So it's pretty nice.
Okay.
My bad. I'll pull forward.
That's all right. We'll make those changes.
No, yeah.
We're doing a lot of things at once here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, usually out of practice, they usually have someone that's just waiting when we got the long line.
Haha, that's true. I got it.
You got it. And what's our weight? You can see the weight up there, just under 50,000, but those are lighter loads, our last load from last night.
Do you generally try to fill all your trucks at night before you head in for the, call it quits for the day?
Yeah, it's just nice just not have to worry about everything in the cart and combines and everything. Just leave it in the trucks and we'll dump them in the morning usually.
And, you know, depending on where you are as far as proximity to the farm, how often are you taking everything home at night?
So yeah, it does depend. If we're within probably, I don't know, within 5 miles of the farm, I think we'll bring it as close to home as we can. If we're outside that radius, I think we'll usually just leave them out there. And then we try to get all our furthest away fields just all at the same time. So when we're planting especially, we'll throw everything in the same varieties, everything, just so we're combining them all at the same time. So we don't need to keep coming back home, then going out there. Some of our fields, it's an hour away with the combine. So
oh yeah, absolutely.
It takes a while to get out there.
And again, I ask a lot of questions because we have those who've been following along with this project that don't have familiarity with it. But when you think about security, leaving equipment in the field, is that a concern, or is it more of we can do repairs at home or we can put things in the buildings to keep them from getting wet?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all of those too. It's security back at home. You know, people aren't going to really start stealing stuff when it's at home, but especially when you talk about the auto steer and everything, some of these globes that we have for auto steers, it's almost worth $10,000 just for a globe. So someone can easily steal those things, unfortunately. Right. So that's the one thing, you're a little paranoid when you leave them out there at the field.
Right, you don't know exactly what might happen.
Yeah. And he'll let us know, and we'll put the parking brake on.
Sweet.
All right, now we can get out and watch them dump.
Great.
All right. We'll see after one. Yeah, so we just opened up the traps just to let all the grain out. So these buttons control these traps. So now we're going to close them all the way so we're ready to dump the next time into the field. All right. So now we got our ticket now, and they tested everything. They figured out all the dockage and everything. So
when you look at dockage on there, what would be counted as dockage in that soybean crop?
Yeah, a lot of it would just be like the pods or something. Anything that's not the actual seed is dockage.
Okay.
So a lot of sometimes pods get in there that just don't crack open.
Or small stones or things like that.
Exactly. That's what.
Okay. File that away.
File that away. Keep that for crop insurance.
That's very true. Okay, I will say it's kind of nice to do this on a day where you don't have 40 trucks in line behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
So this sort of worked out okay.
It's a good day, yeah, to do this.
All right.
So now with the tarp, some people like to close them just because you get a little bit better gas mileage or whatever as you're going to the field. We just leave them open just because we're only going a mile or so from some fields. So we just leave them open and get them all cleaned out and everything.
So when you're switching between crops, are you making sure that you sweep out your trucks and everything's clean?
Yeah, well, the important part, if we're doing seed like we are for Peterson's here, we gotta make sure we use like a leaf blower or something, blow out the traps or something on the semi-trailers and everything. And then we gotta clean out the combines and cart too when we do stuff for seed. But most of the time, though, if we're switching like from wheat to soybeans, a lot of people can take out the weed pretty easily, so they don't dock you very much for that.
Have you gotten water hemp in any, or excuse me, not water hemp, but have you seen Palmer amaranth in any of your fields?
So not yet as of now. There is a lot of water hemp in our area though, so we have seen that, but right now we haven't seen much Palmer amaranth yet, but we've heard there's been some in the area at least, but nothing in our fields quite yet, so thankfully.
So as we're getting back onto a county highway, this is maybe a great time for our safety moment, and that is, what do you want the passenger cars around? Because you drive the truck, but you also drive the passenger car. What do you want people to remember from your perspective when they're out on the road with you?
Yeah, I think the most important part is that it takes a while for us to get going, like full speed especially. So just patience is the main thing, because once in a while with truckers, we just want to keep going just as fast as we can, but it takes time for us to shift gears. As you can see, we can't get to 55 miles an hour in 4 seconds like some cars can. So just patience, and yeah, we're trying to get out of your way as much as we can, really.
When you're the guy in the passenger car, what do you tell your other fellow farmers?
Get out the way. No.
Whoops.
No, a lot of times you just, especially at night, it's pretty dangerous when you see like a combine coming, especially because we got the flashers on and everything just to see that. So honestly, when you see that at night especially, just pull off to the side of the road, because it's pretty hard to see you even at night with a combine. So.
It really is. No matter how much it looks like it's lit up as it's moving at you, yeah, it's just best just to stay out of the way of some of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I realize that there are situations where you're gonna take your headers off.
Yeah.
Because you're traveling over a longer distance. But in the short span in which we just went, it's not always worth the time to do that.
Exactly. It probably takes, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes to unload it, and then another 5-10 minutes then to get it all hooked up again. And you got to worry about where you can put the headers, because thankfully our sheds are wide enough where we can get both the combines in with the headers on, so they can just get into storage right away and not worry about it with rain and whatever coming.
You know, we talked about 2019 and some PTSD from that, because there was a lot of combining in the snow. And that's when those sheds really came in handy.
Exactly.
You had to get everything back inside and get some heat done.
Exactly, and that's the main thing. Yeah, when you got all these silks from the corn stalks especially, it really gums up a combine really quick. So you got to make sure that thing's dry and it's on heat somewhere at least.
Oh, yeah, because all that ice inside your machine is actually not good.
Yeah, oh yeah, as much as you don't like it. And the worst thing about it, when you're combining in snow too, the sensors aren't working on the headers either. So you got to pay attention how high is my corn head actually?
Yeah, where am I actually at? How am I doing?
Yeah, that was a painful year, to say the least. So now we're pulling into the yard here.
You don't even have to back it in anywhere.
No.
This is feeling pretty easy. You're just gonna pull right through.
Yep. We think ahead of once in a while here.
Gonna make this a nice smooth transition.
Exactly.
For those who have been following along from the start to finish, we hauled our beans to the elevator. Now we're gonna know what our profitability will be after we determine our yield, and then we get a chance to talk to the folks at the Great Plains Food Bank. Thanks for following. Make sure that you have liked and subscribed, and keep watching for our wrap up at the end of this season.